All right, test, 1, 2, 3, test, 1, 2, 3. All right, looks like we got sound. We just need to get the video going. And of course, the video stops, so I've got to refresh it. Bum bum. Dun 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 dun. Well, alrighty guys, welcome, one and all. This is your host, ID Jester. As you can see, we are going to be replaying the 1990 National League Championship Series, the NLCS, between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds. So, a little bit of backstory on this. So I was watching Stratomatic Delaware playing some Strat baseball there on his channel, and he's doing the 1978 something and others, and also Al Red Sox fan was doing some 1977 series or something like that. I might be getting the years mixed up. Sorry about that. And then of course Baseball Demo was doing a 1978 replay. So, like, one of them was doing 1977, one was doing 1978, another one was doing 1979 between Stratomatic Delaware, Baseball Demo, and Al Red Sox fans. So, apologize if I get the years wrong and what you were doing in your projects. So, definitely check out their channels if you're interested in any of these 3 seasons. So, I was like, okay, let me look up like 1990s baseball and let's see if there's something that might be interesting. So I did that, and I just went to YouTube and I just typed in baseball 1990, and the first thing that came up was the 1990 NLCS game between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. So I clicked it and I started watching it the other night as I was watching one of their live streams. I think it was Clinton Parks' live stream, actually. And so I was listening to this and watching his game at the same time. And I ended up watching the whole game. And I'm like, you know what? I think I might want to just play this game for you guys and broadcast it and relive the 1990 NLCS because it was a really good game and it was really interesting and it had a lot of players I remember seeing back in the day. And all the players look so young compared to where they're at now. But I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this player. I remember Chris Sabo with his glasses. That was like iconic, right? It's like one of those iconic moments that you have when you look at that and go, oh my gosh, yes, I remember Chris Sabo. So in 1990, I was living in Columbus, Ohio. So, we got a lot of the Cincinnati Red games and the Cleveland Indian games. So I got to see a lot of these players and, of course, the playoff games and everything. And so I'm like, I should probably relive and play this and see how it goes. So I got online and I'm like, I really don't want to play this like a computer version. I want the card and dice, right? So I was actually looking and I actually went around and was checking to see what I could find. So I went to I went to see what I had first, right? So I went into my folders to see which games I had. My brother lives out that way. Oh, really? Clinton Parks, thanks for joining me, my friend. So I went to see if I had any of these 1990 season files. So I went to Payoff Pitch. I went to Status Pro Baseball. I went to Dynasty League Baseball. I went to Internet Baseball League. And none, absolutely none of these actually had the 1990 season. So I was like, oh, god damn. Nobody has the 1990 season? What's up with this? So I thought, well, maybe I'll just run it on the computer then. So I was looking at Replay Baseball because I just got that reinstalled and working on my computer. And a big shout out and thanks to them because I needed to get the activation code from them. I emailed them today, and they actually sent me the activation code for that. So thanks to them. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just buy the 1990 season. I can play it. I can play this through on their computer version, but they didn't have it. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't have it? Oh my gosh! And I was like looking for like computer versions of 1990. And I couldn't find any. And I'm like, I can't find any cards and dice. I can't find any computer versions in 1990. What am I going to do? I really wanted to play the 1990 season, or not so much the season, but the replay of the NLCS. So I finally was like going through all my stuff I had, and I was like, dice baseball. I remember getting the demo and trying it out. And I thought it was okay. It was pretty neat. It was different, and so finally got to the Dice Baseball website, and let's see if I actually have this here. And it kept linking to like the old Dice Baseball site, right? So, and it kept saying it was, not there. So I was almost giving up hope. And then, lo and behold, I went on one of the websites and was looking through I think I was actually looking through my files that I downloaded, and it had a link. And I finally found the actual web page for Dice Baseball. So, some of the links that you guys might come across if you're interested in Dice Baseball and you're interested in this series are pointing to a web page that's no longer there. So you want to definitely go to this web page here, which is gen1400gaming.com. And then, of course, they have baseball, basketball, boxing, football, golf, hockey, racing, a whole bunch of different sports. And you can see on their page here, they have a whole bunch of different seasons. And fortunately for me, they actually had the 1990 season. So I'm like, I'm buying it. So I ended up going through and I bought like 5 or 6 of the different season files because they're only a reasonable $5. I mean, good Lord, $5? That is really good, really cheap. I couldn't get it from Payoff Pitch. I couldn't find it on the Inside Pitch Baseball. I couldn't find it on the Status Pro Baseball. And it was so hard to find. And finally, Dice Baseball, I'm like, you know what? They have some of the seasons that I couldn't find anywhere else, so I'm going to pick them up. So I ended up picking up, like I said, 5 or 6 of the different season files for Dice Baseball. So we're going to be replaying the NLCS from 1990 in Dice Baseball, so a big shout out to them for having that season and having it available so we can actually play it. I actually was looking on the, what's it called, Payoff Pitch, and they listed the 1991 season, but when I went to try and find the 1991 season, because I also thought about maybe I would just do 91 instead of 1990, when I went to try and buy the 1991 season, I couldn't find it there either. So I'm like, all right, well, I kind of was giving up hope, but fortunately for us, Dice Baseball, they stepped up to the plate. They have it, 1990. If you're interested, check out that website like I talked about. So that's kind of a long introduction on how and why we got to where we're at. So we are going to be playing the 1990 National League Championship Series. This is the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Cincinnati Reds. And let's take a look at some of the interesting things. So it'll be really interesting to watch how this game plays, because like I said, I just watched the game, and if you just go and type in baseball 1990, in your web browser. Um, like I said, like the second video down, the NLCS Game 1, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. And I think they have Game 3, Game 4, Game 5, and Game 6. The only one I couldn't find was actually Game number 2, so we won't be able to watch that one. But anyways, so yeah, if you're interested in checking out that, just go to YouTube and do a search, and hopefully you'll be able to find it. Right? So there you go. All right, so we're going to be using, like I said, dice baseball. And I am certainly not an expert at dice baseball, but I'm going to try and do my best, so it might be a little slow in the beginning. But what I did here is I did take a lot of stuff. That's why it's like 9:44 and p.m. and I'm probably starting to live stream this because I had to get it took me an hour and a half to try and find the 1990 season. Finally bought it, downloaded it. Then I have to take all the cards, or I have to take all the images and make cards out of them. And then what I did was took all the players and obviously imported them into base ball score and get the lineups and everything set up at ball score, which takes a while. Then I ended up taking my sheet here and putting in all the different players and their different positions, rating for defense, rated for range, and outfielders has their arm, and of course the catcher and the pitchers hold ratings as well, because that's going to come into play when we talk about like stealing bases and stuff. So we got this file. I'm just going to kind of keep that down and then check it up. So anytime you get a hit or out, let's see here. Let me read that again here. So errors, and more errors, right? So stealing bases, pitcher stamina. Again, I'm not an expert at this system. It's not very complicated, but okay, blah, blah, blah. Just looking for the rule again so I can, okay. So there are possible errors anytime you refer to the hitter's card. So the basic premise behind this is you're going to roll two 10-sided dice, right? And you're going to look at the pitcher's card and you're going to see his control rating. So his control rating for Jose Reyes is 10 to 66. So if you roll between 10 and 67, okay, 10 and 67, then the result's going to come off of his card. If you roll outside that range, if you roll 68 or higher, then it's going to come off of the player's card. And anytime the result comes off the player's card, then you're going to check for an error after the play, as the play resolves. So you never roll for an error if the result comes off the pitcher card. Anytime an error can occur, you need to refer to the proper out chart to find the result. You only roll for possible errors on results off the hitter's card. It's important to remember to check for an error on every out, every single, every double, and every triple. So anytime there's an out and a single, double, or triple, we're going to check for the error, and that's going to be the player's defensive rating. So if we look at, say, Wally Backman here, who actually, I believe, is playing third base. So under third base, his defense is 83. So actually, we look, defense 83. So after we've determined where the ball was hit, and if it was a single, an out, a double, or triple, or whatever, then we're going to roll again to see if there was an error on the play, and then we move on. But off the pitcher's card, you don't check for errors. Of course, we have all the interesting, fun things that come with baseball, like stealing bases, hit and runs, sacrificing, squeezing, bunting for hits, advancing the runners, ballpark effects. Yeah, we'll come across all those when those situations arise. But yeah, it's a pretty good system. Like I said, it's not very complicated. It's just I'm not as super familiar with it as I am with other systems. So again, I might be a little slow in the beginning, but we'll get through it. All right. So if we look at our little dice roller here, you can see if I roll them here, and I just wanted to show you how this works out. So um, the first dice is going to be the red dice followed by the white dice. Okay. And that number, the red number, is going to determine whether, or the red and white, is going to determine whether it comes off the pitcher's card or if it's going to come off the batter's card. So in this case, 24. 24 is between 10 and 67, so it's going to come off a Jose Rios card. And then the black and the brown dice will then determine the actual result. So in this case, it's a 92 against a, let's see, Wally Backman is a switch hitter. So he's going to be batting from the left side. So a 92, we look down here, is going to be a fly out. So he's flown out. And then from there, we simply go to the out chart and we look. And in this case, at 92, if we scroll down, 92, he was a lefty in this case. So he flew out to right field. We can see that here. Right fielder, if he rolled a 92, he flew out to right field because he was batting from the left. He was a left-handed batter. If it was a ground out, we would look here. If it was a line out, we would look here. So we determine all that stuff off of the dice rolls. So that's why I'm just trying to speed things up instead of rolling it and then, rolling again and getting another result. So that's why there's all these dice here. You only need two 10-sided dice, but I'm just trying to speed things up. So I wanted to kind of explain that because I think some people that might join the game or might come in afterwards, they'll be like, why are all these dice? I don't understand what's going on. So I wanted to take a little bit of time to at least explain that. So again, if this is just a practice thing here, Wally Backman versus Jose Rios, it's going to be a 0-0. Now notice 0-0 is actually, it goes from 0-0 up to 99. You notice none of the pitcher's cards from 0-0 up to 0-9 are all special situations, and they have their own chart for that. And it's a good thing I actually rolled that because I need to get that chart ready to go. So again, this is a baseball demo, and this is going to be special plays chart. Is that what it is? No, it's not the special plays chart. It is the I'm just trying to remember which chart it is because there is a few charts that come in the game here, but we'll show you these guys here in a minute. It's not. Hang on. Let me find the rule on that, and I'm sure it'll tell me when you roll blah 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 which chart to use, right? So it is. There's a special chart for 0 through when you roll a 0-0 to 0-9. Now I just have to remember which one it is. Sorry. Patience, my friends. Patience. Right. It's got to be. Anytime you roll a 0-0 to 0-9 while checking to see if the pitcher is in control, you must consult with the special place chart. Okay, see? I told you it would tell me. We just need, so I was right. It was the special plays chart. If I could move this up, special plays chart. All right, so yeah, so 00 to 09 in this case. Then we roll on this chart, and it'll basically tell us this is sheet 2, and this is sheet number 3. So this will be the chart we use. So anytime you use 00 to 09, you're going to check to see if the pitcher's in control. Then we're going to check that second roll, and we're going to look to find out if it was a pitcher chart that we're going to use, which is this one here, the fielder's range chart, which is here, special results chart, which is special results chart, I think is that what this is here? Special, yeah, this one here, or the injury chart. So that's how that works. All right, I think we can now finally get to the actual lineups and get things started here from Riverfront Stadium. Again, I've really enjoyed watching that game from 1990, and you can watch it if after this game, and you can compare and see. But it's really cool watching the actual players. And now I remember seeing Wally Backman, way back, 25, 30 years ago, and now actually seeing him play again, and now I have a card that represents his player. So it's going to be very interesting to see. So anyways, let's take a look at the lineups here. So, leading off, the third baseman, Wally Backman. He's going to be followed by Jay Bell at shortstop, Andy Van Slyke, the center fielder, Bobby Bonilla in right field, then Barry Bonds in left, Sid Bream, the first baseman, Mike Levalier, the catcher, Jose Lind at second, and pitching today in game number 1 in the NLCS, Bob Walk. Bob Walk. Not a great name for a pitcher, Bob Walk. But, yeah, that's what it is. I'm actually going to slide this over a little bit and see if I can just get the chat, because I don't care about anything else other than the chat. All right, so I can still see the chat. Good. For your Cincinnati Reds here, it's going to be Barry Larkin at short. We got Billy Hatcher in center fielder. We had Hal Morris at first base. We have Eric Davis. I can't remember. Eric Davis. Man, he was such a powerful swinger. And just the difference in watching the games. I mean, I'm used to watching, the 2010 through 2019 seasons. But man, you go back and watch these 1990 seasons, they never watered down the field or anything. So when the batters slide in, there's dirt plumes that come up, and it's it's so different watching the game. The pitchers, they are ready to go. I mean, they just get the ball and they're ready to pitch. There's none of this, 20 seconds to line up everything and get the signs from the catcher, and oh my God, it's very different watching a game from 1990 than 2015 or 2018. Yeah, so they never watered down the field, and there's no instant replay. So whether the batter was out or safe or whatever, you had I think there was several times in game number 1 that they slowed it down and replayed it as best they could, and there was a couple plays that could have been overturned with instant replay, but they didn't have that back then. So Eric the Red, says Clinton Parks. That's true. All right, so Barry Larkin is short, Billy Hatcher in center, Hal Morris first, Eric Davis left fielder, Paul Neal in right, Chris Sabo at third, Jeff Reed catcher, Mariano Duncan is second, and Jose Rios is the pitcher. All right, so let's get things on the way here. Just trying to figure out the best position for the dice and the players' cards. I want the players' cards to be a little bit bigger, so I actually have, the other set down here out of the way. I normally would have the home team on the top and the visiting team on the bottom, But because it can be a little more confusing if the cards are really little, so I thought I'd make it a little bit bigger. But then because they're so big, I can't put the dice down there. I can't bring them up here. I don't know. I guess I could maybe. Now, see, I'm going to slide them down too far. So I guess I'm just going to have to put it over here in front of the scorecard. So uh, when we get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, it might be a little bit more trouble. Of course, we can slide things over a little bit, kind of something like that in the later innings, but right now I guess we don't have to worry about that so much, right? All right, so again, not an expert, might be a little slow, I might even do something wrong, who knows, but we're going to find out. So Jose Reyes control, 10 to 67. If it's 00 to 09, we're going to roll on that other chart. If it's higher than that, it's coming off of Wally Backman's. That's going to be the first number. Second number is going to give us the results. So we got the switch hitting Wally Backman against Jose Reyes. He's finished with the pitches. And we are going to be live and in person here from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Artificial turf. It rained this morning. Actually, I remember that from it's been raining on and off actually all day. And you could see like wet patches on the field when they had the blimp. So here we go. Wally Backman is a switch hitter, so he's going to be batting from the left-handed side, and away we go. So the first number is a 31, and so 31 falls in the range. We're going to go off of Jose Reyes' card, and a 31 against the left-hander. 31 is going to be a strikeout, so 27 to 46, strikeout, no error check needed, and we get this game underway as Jose Reyes strikes out Wally Backman for the first out. So that brings up Jay Bell. Jay Bell is the shortstop. So let's see what happens. And then no roll as we talk here for a second. So each batter has contact, which is their basic ability to actually get the ball in play. Then their power rating, which is how well, how far they can hit it. Their speed, which is going to be their base running. Their stealing ability, their bunt ability, and then injury if we won't have any injuries because we're going by, actual lineups. So no one out here in the top of the first. Jose Reyes waits on Jay Bell. He steps in the batter's box, and away we go for the second batter of the game. This is going to be 31. So again, off of Jose Reyes. He's a right-hander, so we're going to look at the right-handed column, and that's going to be a 98. 98 is going to be a flyout, so we're going to use our little chart here. I'm just going to go kind of slow here in the beginning so you guys can see now. I just have to find the right chart, right? So 98, he was a right-hander. So the right-hander's on this side and left-hander's on this side. We just simply find 98. And 98 is actually a deep center field hit, a deep center field hit. So we're going to refer to the ballpark chart on all deep flies for possible home runs. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. When you order the season file, you get all the different teams from that season, and they're, like I said, $5. What a deal. What a deal. $5 for a season file? Yes. But the other thing you get is the ballpark chart. We're going to need the ballpark chart, so I should probably load that up. What a deal. $5 for this. So we were playing at, what did I say? It's the Cincinnati Reds. Here we are, Riverfront Stadium, right? So we're simply going to look at these numbers here off of the power rating. So we look at the power rating of the hitter. In this case, Jay Bell has a power rating of 51. So we're going to look at the 51. So 50 to 54. 00 to 07, he's hit it out. Otherwise, it's just a deep fly to center field. So in this case, because we use both of the rolls, we got to re-roll the dice. So 50 to 54, 00 to 07, and in this case, it's a 93. We would take the first number rolled. So this is just going to be a deep fly to center field, and for the out. So Jay Bell's out. Again, I'm going to go a little slower in the beginning, but we'll speed things up as we go. Eddie Van Slyke is a left-hander, so we got a lefty-righty matchup here. Jose Reyes, 2A here in the first inning. And that is a 0-8. So 0-8 is going to be that special chart we looked at earlier. So I'm going to just slide that over for you guys here now. So we're going to take the second number, which is 68. We're going to look and see where 68 is. So 68 says we're going to be checking a fielder's range check. So we got to figure out the fielder's range check. So we're going to roll the dice again, right? Roll the dice again. All right, here we go. And we're going to look at the first number. So this number is 0-1, and that's going to tell us it is to the pitcher, right? So the pitcher, right? And so then we simply go to our cheat sheet, which is this here, and we look at the pitcher, which is Jose Reyes. He's got a range of 95. So 95 is his range. So on a 95 range, we're going to look at the second number roll, which is 26. 26 falls between 0-0 and 29, so it is a DP. Fielder makes a great stop of a grounder, throw the lead runner out, and on to first for double play. But in this case, doesn't matter. There is only one person, which happens to be the batter. So this was hit to the pitcher, and pitcher threw it to first base for the out. So it's a 1-2-3 inning. So that's how that works, a special chart. Might look at that again here shortly. So that's why I wanted to do all this, so I didn't have to flip between cards. I've got all the information pretty much here. I didn't put their contact power, speed, steal, bunt, and injury. I might have, for game 2, depending on how much this is needed, I might put their speed and their steal rating, because it might be good to have those on there for game 2, but we'll see. So we can slide these cards on the way. As coming in, it's going to be the Cincinnati players and Bob Walk. Bob Walk is starting for Pittsburgh today. And there's Bob Walk. So Bob Walk 10-55. It comes off of his card. 0-9, it's going to come off the special chart. Anything higher than 55, it's going to come off the batter's card. So there's Barry Larkin. We got a righty matchup, and we need the dice. There we go. And away we go here in the bottom of the first inning. Hopefully you're all having, explaining this, everyone's having a good time, and hopefully, yeah, it's a little slow here in the beginning, but we'll pick things up. So it's a 0-6. So 0-6 is going to be the special chart again. The special chart says 55. 55 is going to be a range check again. So we're going to be checking some range. In this case, let's see where Barry Larkin hit it. It is a 78, which is going to be center fielder. So center fielder for the Pirates is going to be Andy Van Slyke. His range is 94. A range of 94. Range. Outfielder's range rating 94, and we rolled a 69. So 30-79 again is going to be kind of the same thing here. Fielder's range is 91-95, but this time we rolled a 30-79. In this case, it's going to be an out. So simple, little out hit to center field. So fly ball to center, and Andy Van Slyke is able to range over and make the play. We go to Billy Hatcher. So Billy Hatcher's up. We need the dice. Thank you very much. So Billy Hatcher is the center fielder for the Reds. Made a good range play in the, the top of the first inning. All right, so we got an 80. So this will be the first time we actually come off the batter's card. So Billy Hatcher's coming off of your card. 84 against a right-hander. 84 is going to be a flyout. If we look at the out chart, 84, he's a right-hander, so 84 is going to be a fly out to second, actually. Fly out to second base for the second out. That brings up Hal Morris. Bob walk. 2 outs here in the first inning. Hal Morris. And that's going to be a 16, so it's going to come off a walks card. A 17 versus a lefty is a SCF, which I believe stands for single into center field. So a single for Hal Morris. So on with the single, Hal Morris. And we had one come off of. We got to remember. We got to remember, anytime it comes off the batter's card, if it's an out, a single, a double, or this is that time, right? Right. So it was hit to a single into center field, right? Right. Let me just make sure we don't have any chart or anything we roll on. I don't believe so, but let's just see. Let me look at the. These are all singles: left field, center field, right field. If the single comes off the pitcher card, you do not check for an error. Proceed with the runner's chart if there are runners on base. If not, proceed to the next batter. If the single comes off the hitter card, you need to check the fielder's defensive rating and then roll the dice to see if an error has been made. If the fielder's defensive rating is 95, that means any roll between 0 and 95, there's no error. But on a roll of 96 to 99, errors occurred. Right. Got it. No problem. All right. So in this case, center fielder, again, error. It's his defense, which is 94, right? So Andy Van Slyke is the 94. So we just have to, because it came off the batter's card, we have to check. So first number rolled is going to be a 03, so he made it no error. So the first number would have to be higher than their defensive rating for an error. So on with the single, Hal Morris. Now he has a steal rating of 59. If we look at our, this is why I wanted to do this, Bob walk, hold -8, so you would subtract 8 from whatever your steal rating is. So in this case, 59 -8 is going to be 51, and then you subtract the catcher's arm as well, so that's another -5. So it was 51 minus another 5 would be 46. So he'd go from a 59 down to a 46. So if he decided to steal 0 to 46, he'd be safe. Anything else, he would be out. So you can see the steal ratings. So not very good stealer. So probably don't have to worry about him taking off. All right, that brings up Eric Davis with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. I'm not sure I'm explaining too much, but I thought, if you guys had a little bit of explanation what's going on in case you had any questions. Eric Davis is up, Bob walk. This is righty-righty matchup. Eric Davis, he is a 79, so it's coming off Eric Davis' card again. That's an 82 versus a right-hander, 8-2. That's a line out. So it's a line out. We do have to check for an error, but we have to find out where the line out happened, of course. And he rolled an 82 on the line out. It was a 2 as a right-handed batter. So it was a shortstop since it was an 82 line out. Just trying to make sure. Let me just check the rule on that. I'm not sure if you take the first number, or the second number, or the third number if you roll it again. So let me just double check that. Once we figure that out, we'll know, and we won't have to ever worry about it again, right? So, we got to go back up. Right. right. Basic line out. The first step is a line out chart to see where the make sure you use the correct column for the hitter. After you determine who the ball has been hit to, the first step is to refer to the line out chart to see where the ball was hit. Make sure you use the correct column. Yeah, it doesn't say, so I'm thinking you just use the, like, if it's 82, then you use 2. If it's 84, then you use 4. So, pretty sure that's what you do. So line out chart for right-handed batter, and it's a 2, is going to be shortstop. So our shortstop defense is going to be Jay Bell. He's got a defense of 93. So we just re-roll these dice just to make sure. Check that first number. Oh, it's a 98. So we got this possible error. So now we got to go to the error check. Look at that. So error on, and I don't have the error because I didn't think I would need it, but I guess I do. Sorry. Diamond Mine, not Diamond Mine, Dice Baseball. There we go. So we're looking for the error chart. Error chart. Where are you? Special plays. Oh my God. Sorry guys. Just trying to be patient here. Fly errors. Anytime an error occurs, you need to refer to the proper out chart to find the result. It's important to remember, check for an error. There's going to be a section here on errors, I bet then, right? Reference special plays chart, score, sack bunt chart, runner's advancement rules, pitcher rest chart, out location chart, injury charts, hit and run chart, button squeeze chart, funny for a base hit, squeeze play. No, it's not that chart. What's that? No, that's not it. Standing sheet. No, I don't need that. Team reference. Special. Maybe it's under the special plays chart. Let's look. No. No. Runner advancement. No. Errors. Okay. Okay, here we go. Hey, Al, Red Sox fan, what's going on? Error just goes off defensive rating of the player is hit to if it's on his card. So if it's 90, yeah, okay, but yeah, we determined that it's an error. So he had a defensive 93, rolled 98, so it's an error. But is there like an error chart, or is everything just one base, or? Maybe you look here. It was a line out, right? It was a line out. So line drive errors to the infield. Fielder drops the line drive for an error. Batter safe at first. All runners hold, and that's forced or 2 outs. Right. Okay. So there. That's what happens. So an error. We got us an error, and is this the error one? He's going to stay on second because he's not forced. Error on the shortstop. on the play. So runners at first and second. There we go. Thanks, Al. Appreciate that. He used where the ball was hit to determine if it was. All right. Yeah. All right. So there we go. We got runners at first and second, two away still. That's Eric Davis. Hit it hard and not able to make the play. Is going to be Jay Bell there, the shortstop. So let's bring up Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill against Bob Walk. Runner in scoring position here, bottom of the first inning. And it's 81, so once again, outside of Bob Walk's range, so it's going to come off the batter's card. 65 versus the right-hander. 65 is a ground ball out B. Ground ball out B. All right, so ground ball out B. He's a left-hander, and he hit a ground ball B 65. So we look at the 5 is going to be to third base. So ground ball out to third base, and that's going to do it for the first inning. And yes, we've completed one inning here, so yay for us. All right, so we just need to switch these cards out. Al will be a big help because he's played this on his channel quite a few games, so he will be a big help to this. As I talked about in the beginning, Al, and thank you so much for joining me. Good evening, Tribe Fan, 879 as well. Thanks for joining me as well. Tribe Fan here, coming to watch some baseball. Nice to see. As I talked about earlier, I decided, I can't remember, I was watching somebody's live stream, maybe yours or Clinton Parks. I think it was Clinton Parks actually the other day. And I know that I think he had mentioned during the live stream that he was running a 1976 season, and Stratomatic Delaware was running a 1979 season, and Baseball Demos were running a 1978 season. So I just happened to go into YouTube and type in, I was thinking of baseball 1990. And when I did that, it actually popped up like when you type in baseball 1990, first thing that popped up was a 1990 NLCS Game 1, Pirates and Reds. And I was like, oh. So I started watching that, and I was like, wow, this was a lot of fun. I'm going to try to, like, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to make a 1990 replay of this because it'll be interesting to actually watch how it plays with cards and dice after just watching the game and remembering the players and seeing the players and everything. But guess what? I can't find the 1990 season anywhere, and I finally found it on Dice Baseball. Dice Baseball has the 1990 season, so I ended up buying like 6 seasons of Dice Baseball. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to buy a bunch of these seasons, and they're only like $5 a piece, really cheap, really reasonable. And Moni G, hello. How are you? Thanks for stopping in. And so I couldn't pay off Pitch doesn't have 1990. Inside Pitch doesn't have 1990. There's like Status Pro Baseball doesn't have 1990. The only 1990s that I could find was on Dice Baseball, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to buy a whole bunch of these seasons. They're only $5, and yeah, I'm willing to help and support them. And I remember you had played on this channel, and I had actually played this earlier on my channel, I think, way back. Hello, says Moni G. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. We're in the top of the second inning here as we have the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds still scoreless. And due up is going to be Bobby Bonilla. He's going to be facing off against Jose Rios. I'm going to try and pick up the pace a little bit so this stream isn't like 12 hours long. And I'm only going to probably do to like the 4th or 5th inning and probably have it like part 1 and then part 2 I'll have like tomorrow or something because as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm not an expert at this game. It's taken me a while to remember how to do everything, but it's not very hard or complicated. It's just getting everything prepared and ready and you know, all that. So, anyways, the first dice roll is a 33. 33 is coming off a Jose Reyes card. And it's a 0-5 against a switch hitter, so it's going to be off a lefty. 0-5 is going to be a walk. So Bobby Bonilla with the walk, and he is aboard. He's got a steal rating of 36. He's probably not going anywhere, but for reference, Jose Reyes is actually a +7, which is bad because it actually adds 7 to your run rating or your steal rating. And Jeff Reed is actually a 0. So between Jose Reyes and Jeff Reed, you're actually going to get +7 on any of your steal attempts against Cincinnati. Not a great combination there. Yeah, you can actually see it over here, hold rating of +7. And Jeff Reed is a 0 arm, so, or 0 hold. So anyways, so Bonilla's on, and even with the +7, he's not going to go. But that brings up Mr. Barry Bonds, left-hander versus Jose Reyes, the right-hander. Big old Barry Bonds ready to swing this one for the fences. Let's see what happens. Here he comes. It's a 13, so once again off of Jose Reyes' card. 34 against the lefty, 3-4. 3-4 is going to be a strikeout. So Barry Bonds swings through that one and misses the curveball. It falls in from Jose Reyes. He almost blew that curveball right by Barry Bonds. That brings up Sid Bream, the left-hander again. So lefty-righty matchup, and 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the second inning. And we got us a 61, so that's just going to come off of Jose Reyes' card. 19 against the lefty. 19 is going to be a single into right field. A single into right field. All right, so this will be the first time we have to worry about this. So we actually have a runner running, right? As Bobby Bonilla, his run rating, his speed rating is an 80, right? All right, so just remember he's got an 80. So this was a single into right 19 against a lefty. 19 is going to be single into right field, right? So it was a single into right field. The right fielder's arm for Cincinnati is going to be -13. So Paul O'Neill's got a cannon for an arm. So if he was an 80, he's going to lose 13. Going from let's just look at the chart real quick here. All right, yep, there is. So runner advancement on base hit chart, right? So runner going from first to third on a single to left field. No, here we go. Subtract. So this one went to right field. So you're going to subtract 10 from the speed rating. So we use an 80. You subtract 10. It's a 70. And then you're going to subtract Paul O'Neill, which was a, what did I say it was? 13. So 70 minus 13 is going to be 57. If he wants to go to third, it's going to be a 57. Is he going to risk it? Is he going to risk it? 57. Paul O'Neill. No, I think he'll just going to stay there. So that is going to be a single and advancing to second and staying on the play. So runners at first and second now. 1 away. That brings up Mike Lavaliere. Not easy to go first to third. -23, yeah. Have to remember that. Al's Red Sox fan says, no, don't do it, don't do it. All right, Mike Lavaliere. I'm sure I'm pronouncing. I remember listening to the announcer say it, but they said it so damn quick. It was Tim Carver and somebody else. It wasn't the normal guy because, well, I'm sure Tim Carver had a different guy he was with back in the 1990s, but Mike LaLavriere. All right, so let's see what happens here. That's going to be a 51. That's going to come off a Rios card. 85 against the lefty. 85 is going to be a flyout. 85 against the lefty is going to be 85 is going to be a flyout to third base. Yep, fly out to third base. Fly out to third base. And runners are going to stay put, so that brings up Jose Lind. Jose Lind. Lavalier. Sean McDonough maybe for CBS Baseball. Maybe. It's whatever was on this broadcast right here. It was CBS. So that's what inspired me to actually, because I watched this game. Yeah, whatever, go. It's that guy. Oh, okay. All right, that was a lot of help. Jack Buck, there you go. I knew it was somebody. Jack Buck. Lavier, that's what it was. I remember him saying it. Like I said, I just watched this game, so it's so interesting. So runners at first and second, we have two away here. Jose Lynn due up. Now the question is, does Cincinnati intentionally walk him to face the pitcher? He's a right-hander. He batted 284 against right-handers. I think you do. I think you do. So they are going to give him the intentional pass. And yes, this was an intentional walk. And that's going to bring up Bob Walk. But notice in the Dice Baseball, each team has their like a pitcher's card. So I guess it just takes all the pitchers and combines them into one card. So you don't have to mess around with it because, I mean, pitchers are probably not going to be doing that great anyways. But so anyways, we got the Pirates pitchers versus Jose Rios. Two away here in the top of the second. Intentionally walk to Jose Lynn to face off against Bob Walk. Not a very good. I remember watching him bat in the actual game, and it was not very pretty. Unfortunately, 27 is going to come off of Jose Rios' card. 22 against, let's see, both of these guys bat. Bob Walk bats right, and Jose Rios bats right. So they both are right-handed batters. So 22 against a right-hander is going to be a strikeout. So just barely. Could you imagine if we rolled a 21 and Bob Walks hits the grand slam home run? Now that would have been so funny. I think everyone in the chat would have laughed their asses off. But it is a strikeout, so I don't have to feel bad about intentionally walking anybody. So we're going on to the bottom of the second. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe he almost hit a home run. That would have been a grand slam by the pitcher. That would have been so funny. And Bob Walk, there is no way, if you watch the game, there's no way he would have hit a grand slam. He was barely swinging the bat. He was that bad. All right, so that brings up Chris Sabo, Mr. Goggles himself. God, just watching this game and they were talking about the players, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember Chris Sabo. But as soon as you see that iconic picture of Chris Sabo with the short hair and those goggles on, it just brought back so many memories, unbelievable. Chris Sabo, Bob Walk, bottom of second, and away we go. It's a 0-9, so we're going to be looking at our special chart again. That's going to be the special plays chart, and we rolled a 13. 13 is going to be a pitcher's chart. So the pitcher's chart is going to be balks and wild pitches and everything. If there's no one on, you just go back and re-roll it. So in this case, it's just going to be a re-roll. As he throws a wild pitch, doesn't matter, there's no one on. So we just re-roll it. 37 is going to be a Bob Walk play. This will actually be the first time we go on a Bob Walk's card, believe it or not. And it's an Aney versus a right-hander. Aney right-hander is a fly out. So Aney fly out against the right-hander. Aney fly out is to the catcher. All right, so he pops it up to the catcher behind home plate. That brings up Jeff Reed. Jack Buck, Mike, the Lavier. Yes, I know it's French. You don't think I can tell? It's a French. It's Lavier. Do you want me to give it a French accent? Would that make it? Will that make it better? It's Lavier. Well, that brings up Jeff Reed. He's French too. He's Reed. All right, Bob Walk, Jeff Reed. Here we go. One away, bottom of the second. 43 coming off a walk. 57 lefty. 57 is going to be ground ball C. 57 ground ball C. Ground ball. He was a lefty. It was a 57, so down to first base. Ground ball to first. 1-2 away. Smart ass. All right, that brings up Mariano Duncan here. Bob Walk, Mario Duncan, righty-righty matchup, two-way here in the bottom of the second. And we're waiting on this dice to settle down. There it goes. So it's 50. So it's coming off a walk. 80 against a right-hander. 8-0, 8-0, 8-0. 8-0 is going to be a flyout. So 80 again. Where's my sheet? 80 with a right-hander is going to be, wow. Right? So it's a flyout 80, right-hander. Right-handed batter. That's going to be another one to the catcher. Flying out to the catcher. So it's going to be, I'm just going to call it a pop-up to the catcher there. Or put out. Yeah, that's fine. And we're going on to the third inning. Now we're cruising. Now we're cooking with cheese. See how that works? Cooking with cheese. And that's going to bring up the top of the lineup, Wally Backman, struck out in the first inning to start things off. Of course, Wally Backman's French too. His name is Wally Backman. Wally Backman. You gotta love Clinton Parks, man. He's awesome. 0-8, so we're going to go to this special chart, but 0-5 on this special chart again is going to be the pitchers. Balking, wild pitching, all that kind of stuff. So no one on, we can just re-roll that. We now know that it's ingrained in our minds. So that's why this is how you speed things up, right? Because you start remembering some of these things. So 95, this one's actually coming off of Wally Bachmann. He's French. His card, 16 versus a right-hander 16. That's going to be single into left field. Single into left field is going to be Eric Davis. He's got a defense of 97, so we just have to roll and make sure there's no error on the play. And we rolled a 50, so no error on the play. So it's going to be a single into left field. So, Steele, he's only a 49. Wally Backbron. It brings up Jay Bell. He's not French, so no accent for him. Bunting, 95. He's a very good bunter, though. I'm not thinking bunt, though, even though he's a very good bunter. Just not thinking. Sacrificing himself. Number 2 hitter. I don't remember Jay Bell bunting, but I could be wrong. I remember watching the game, so I just rewatched it. So it was a good game. It was fun. It was fun. So 12. So this one's going to come off Jose Rios. 61 against a righty. 61 is going to be ground ball C. So this one actually matters because we have a runner on first. A ground ball C. Man on first. Ground ball C is going to be, as soon as I find the chart, there we go. Ground ball C, man on first. Batter out at first, runner stays at second. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. No, it's going to be just, that's right. It's just going to be a simple, let's see, I got to figure out where he hit it to. 61 was what he hit. And he was a right-hander. Right-hander, ground ball, and he rolled a 61. So it went to the pitcher, actually. So it's going to be a ground ball to the pitcher. Going to second on the play and being safe is Bachman. And so that's one away here. Andy Van Slyke hit to the pitcher, his first time up. Jose Reyes. Andy Van Slyke, runner on second, scoring position here for the Padres. 75, this one's going to come off of Van Slyke's card. 46 against a righty, 4-6. Unfortunately, that's going to be a strikeout for Andy Van Slyke. Another strikeout for Reyes. And that's going to bring up Bobby Bonilla. Batted 296 against right-handers. But I don't know if you walk Bonilla to face off against Larry Bonds. I don't think that's going to happen. Bonilla walked his first time up. Let's see what happens here in the third inning. 50. So it's coming off a Reyes card. 79. He's going to be a switch hitter. So lefty, 79. That's going to be a flyout. 79 flyout. For the left-handers, that's going to be to right field. So fly ball to right field, and that's going to do it for the top of the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third, cruising right along now. We're getting through these a lot quicker now. If I actually had these charts printed out, it would probably go a little bit faster, so I might do that for next game. Print them out at work, so yeah, save me a little bit of ink there. All right, so, and it would, you know, if I had the charts like I did with Status Pro, things would go a little bit quicker. So, same thing, we have the Reds pitcher's card against Bob Walk. Anytime a Reds pitcher actually hits. So let's see here. Reds pitcher, I do like that. I mean, instead of having to card every single pitcher for the National League teams, you just combine them all into one card. 92, so it's going to come off a Reds pitcher, but a 95 against a right-hander is going to be a flyout. 95, he is a right-hander. 95, that's actually to right field. So fly ball to right, 108, and we're back to the top of the lineup. Mr. Barry Larkin versus Bob Walk. Settled down. He's got things rolling here. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive outs for Bob Walk. Let's see if he can make that number 7. So 17, so it's coming off of Bob Walk. 19 versus a right-hander. 19 is going to be a single into right field. Single into right, and a one-out single by Barry Larkin. Larkin's steal is 79, and you're going to subtract. Bob Walk is an 8, and Mike Liavier is a 5. So you're going to subtract to what, 13? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So subtract 13 from your steal rating. It's going to be 66. And Barry Larkin did steal a base in this game. I remember him, but it was later in the game. It might have been like the 8th inning or 7th inning. I remember seeing him steal. So you know what? He's going. 66 or less. He's in there. Let's go. Let's put the man in motion. As they talked about the whole game. Lou Piniella, the manager, was saying that he's got to keep things, moving, and so that's the way we're playing it. So 48, he's in there safe. So stolen base for Barry Larkin. Steal second, and he's in there. So runner in scoring position, only one out for Billy Hatcher. Now, in this game, just to prove you that I actually watched this game, it was a game that happened on, let's look, it was a game that happened October 4th, 1990. If somebody looks up Billy Hatcher, it was his birthday. I think it was his 30th birthday for the game. So should be October 4th if somebody looks that up. Anyways, so Billy Hatcher, first birthday. Let's see if he gets a birthday surprise here. As runner in scoring position for the Reds against Bob Walk. And we got a 48, so it's coming off a Walk's card. 90 against a right-hander. That's going to be out of everything. He is a right-hander. 90 is going to be hit into left field, so fly ball to left. And that's going to be a second out. And that brings up Hal Morris. Hal Morris. He got a single his first time up and reached, let's see, got a single and then an error, moved him to second on the play. So let's see if he can do this time up. So 15, so it's coming off a Walk's card. 0-4 against a lefty. 0-4. That's going to be a walk. 1-7 is walk. So he's going to walk. Hal Morris. That puts runners at first and second. 2 away. That brings up the dangerous Eric Davis. Righty-righty matchup. Righty. But if I remember correctly from watching the game, Eric Davis was injured a couple weeks prior to this, so he was still recuperating or coming back from the injury. It wasn't at full speed. In fact, spoiler alert, if you don't want to listen, spoiler alert, you might want to turn the volume off or down for 15 seconds if you don't remember what happened in this game, because I'm going to spoil it in 3 seconds, in 2, in 1. Eric Davis, actually, the Pirates won because Eric Davis took a bad ball that he was like running towards the wall to catch it, and then he started backpedaling, and it got over him, and it was a ground rule double, and the Pirates scored on it, which happened to be the run that actually won it for the Pirates. And the announcers were talking about how Eric Davis was, still injured and didn't look 100% and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, 45, so it's coming off a walk. 57 righty. 57 is a ground ball out B. Not going to matter because that is the third out. What did we roll? 57 ground ball. He is a right-hander, so 7 is going to be to third. So ground ball out to third. And that's going to do it for the Reds in the bottom of the second inning. Or I'm sorry, bottom of the third inning. What am I thinking? We have both teams have 2 hits. Pittsburgh 1 error so far. So go on to the top of the fourth and switch out our cards here. All right, here we go. So Barry Bonds struck out his first time up against Jose Reyes. And I think he actually struck out his first time up in the actual game, if I'm not mistaken. So Bobby Bonilla, Jose Reyes, and away we go. 64, so this is coming off of Bond. No, it's coming off of Jose Reyes, 67. 77 against the lefty, 7-7. That's going to be a line out, 77 line out. Lefty, 77, a line out to left field. We're just going to call that as a line, fly ball to left. So 1 out for Pittsburgh. Oh, that yeah, didn't matter. 77 was still lined up. I had actually the wrong card. But since it came off of Barry Bonds' card, God, we got to remember this. Since it came off of Bonds' card, we got to check for errors every time it comes off the card, right? So left field, it's going to be Eric Davis, 97. So only 98 and 99 will be an error. 56, so no error. So got to remember that. Sid Bream. Drive fan, note to self, recap for games for YouTube channel after you play it, trying to recap a big inning. He says. So this is 11, so this is going to come off of Jose Reyes. A 0-4 against a lefty. It's going to be a walk. So a walk for Sid Bream. 1 out walk. Sid Bream steal 51. He's probably not going anywhere. Mike D'Alvier, Frenchman, right from France, against Jose Rio. Clinton Parks is going to kill me next time I go to one of his live streams. Jose Reyes. 0-3, so we got a special, one of these special things. And this time the special thing happens to be a 58. So that's going to be a range check. So a range check, let's find out who it's going on. So we roll again. 71. 71 is going to be left fielder. So a range check for the left fielder, Eric Davis. He's got a range of 84. We rolled an 89. So he failed. Oh, no, wait. We actually look at this chart down here. Fielder's range was, what did we say it was? 84. So 60 to 99 is going to be a single. So a single, Sid Bream is, what do we say his run rating was? Speed 72. It went to left field. Let's just see what the actual percentage chance type thing would be. Oh my God, go away. Damn it. I think I actually closed it. Hang on, I'm going to have to open that damn sheet again. Hang on, hang it. Right. So that is the base runner advancement chart. There we go. All right, sorry. So runner at first, going to third, and it was a single to left field. You're going to subtract 30 from the ratings plus the fielder's arms. So speed is 72. It would be 42 minus Eric Davis's arm, which is a 9. So 42 minus 9 is going to be 33. Yeah, he's not going. He's not going anywhere. So a single, just going to second, and 2 on, 1 out here for the Pirates. And the Jolly Rogers, a few fans from Pittsburgh that are fans. He's going to bring up the next batter. That's going to be Jose Lind. Last time they walked him to face the pitcher, but this time they can't because there's only 1 out. So Jose Lind versus Jose Ria. This is the battle of the Jose's. Jose Lind, I think, is from Puerto Rico, if I recall what the announcer said. And I think Jose Rios is actually from Puerto Rico as well. 52, this one's going to come off of Jose Rios' card. And it's a 0-8 against the righty. 0-8 is a single into left field. Single in the left. I got to check the base runner advancement chart. Hang on, we got a runner from second trying to go home. Subtract 10 plus the arm rating. So that's going to be Bream. It's going to be 62 minus 9 is going to be 53. So he's got a 50-50 shot. Do you send him home on a 50-50 shot? Actually, it's 53% chance of making it. Or do you just stop with bases loaded with 1 out? I think we are going to stop with bases loaded. So bases loaded, the walk, a single, and a single. Yeah, Al Redstack saying says stop. Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. Unfortunately, you think a single, and a walk, you would get a run out of that, but nobody. You got Sid Bream, not a very fast runner. Mark Lealverdea, he's not very fast either. I think Jose Lind speed, yeah, he's 75. He's pretty. He's okay. He's not great, but that brings out the pitcher though with bases loaded. That's could be a problem. Yeah. What do you do with the pitcher with bases loaded? You can't sack. Could try the squeeze play, but I guess you're just going to have to let Bob Walk swing and hope he strikes out and doesn't do something stupid like try to hit the ball. Although last time Bob Walk was up, he almost hit a grand slam, and he's got bases loaded again, and that would be really funny if he did hit a home run, right? So 83, so it is coming off his card. 71 against a right-hander. 71 is a line out. 71 is a line out. And he lined it back to the pitcher. So line out to the pitcher. And no one goes anywhere. Hit anyways, says Tribe fan. Yeah, all right. I tried. Thank God he didn't do something stupid, like actually try to get a hit, though. That would have been funny, though. Both times Bob Walk came up, bases were loaded. Last time he just missed a grand slam. He was 1 number off. Instead of a strikeout, it could have been a grand slam. That brings up Wally Backman 2-way. Bases loaded, though. 2 outs. And away we go. 92, so it's coming off a Backman card. 62 against the right-hander. Right-hander 6-2. It's ground ball B. 62 ground ball B. 62. Right in front of the plate. Catcher again. So, Al, if you're still there, so the question is, If you roll a 62 for the out, do you look at the 6 or do you look at the 2 to find out where it was hit? So 62, was it the catcher because it's 2, or was it the 6 and it was a shortstop? Because I could be looking at the wrong number. It's a 62. I'm not sure if you look at the 6 or you look at the 2. Hopefully Al, Red Sox fan, is there. 1 out? No, that's 3 outs now. What are you talking about, Clinton? Bases loaded, shenanigan time. Ha ha ha. So hopefully Al will be there. I'm going to say it doesn't really matter because it's an out, but I'm just going to say ground ball to short because I have a feeling I'm looking at the wrong number. Because we've had a lot of like catcher, pitcher things. So Al, are you still there, buddy? Al, if you're still there, let me know in the chat because I want to ask you a question. So, all right, so let's switch the cards. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, bottom of 4. Can we get through 5 innings? That would be great. All right, so that brings up Paul O'Neill and Bob Walker. Oh, you roll a die. Okay. So you don't look at the number that was actually there. You roll like a separate die. Okay. See, I wasn't sure because it doesn't say in the rule book if you look at the first number or the second number on the out. But we've had like a lot of pop-ups to catchers and pitchers and stuff so far. So 25, this one's coming off a walk. 21 against the lefty. 21. That's going to be a single into right field. So Paul O'Neill starts things off here for the Reds. He's got a speed of 74. We're going to be subtracting, what do we say that was? 13. 74. 13 is 63. 63% chance. Paul O'Neill, I'm sorry. No. I was looking at speed. I should be looking at steal. Disregard that. He's not going to go anywhere. But anyways, he's on first. Chris Sabo, Mr. Goggle Man himself. Goggle Man himself. All right, I guess I'll have to roll a die for that then, Al. Thanks. I wasn't sure. It didn't say in the rule book. I looked at it, but all right. So that's an Amy. It's coming off a Sabo's guard 45, right-hander 45. That's a ground ball out A, and that's going to be a ground ball double play. Ground ball a 45. I'm just going to go with the 5. That's to third base. So that is going to be a ground ball double play. It's going to be 5, 4, 3 double play. And that's going to kill the Reds in the bottom of 4th inning. That brings up Jeff Reed. He hit unassisted down to first, his first time up. 53, this is coming off a walk. 28, lefty, 28. 28 is a strikeout. This is the second time, folks. We've been one number away from the home run. 28 is a strikeout. Unbelievable. You wouldn't think one number would make that big a difference. In this game, it certainly has. And that, my friends, was a 1-2-3 quick inning there. That's what we like to see. 1-2-3 quick innings. All right. That brings us to the 5th inning. Still scoreless here at Riverfront. Both pitchers pitching pretty well. Only giving up a few hits, kind of scattered around. That brings up Jay Bell here. Let's see what Jay Bell gets. 41, so it's coming off a Rio. 18, right-hander, 18. And that's a double into right field. So a double, first extra base hit goes to Jay Bell. Double, and he's got an 80 speed. So any more contact, he might be able to put the Pirates ahead. Andy Van Slyke struck out and hit to the pitcher. Jose Reyes, 49, so it's coming up for Reyes, and that's a 50 against a lefty. 50 50-5-0. That's a ground ball A, and that's going to be a ground ball A. Let me check the chart here. Ground ball A, man on second. Man on second. Ground ball A. Ground out, fielder to first. Runner holds unless ball hits you second or first. It's a 50, so it's a 0. Where did he hit it? That's a good question. It was a ground ball. 0 is going to second. So, on an A ball, grounded out, fielder to first. Runner holds unless the ball is hit to second or first, and he did. So it's going to be ground ball to second, and advancing to third on the play is going to be Bell. So one away, runner in scoring position. That brings up Bobby Bonilla. Jose Reyes, Bobby Bonilla. Yeah, just pick a color and stick with it. Yeah, okay. That's a good idea. We'll use the. I've been using the second die, so whatever. I don't even know what color it is, but yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, Al. So 37. It's coming off of Reyes' card. 51 against the lefty. 51. That's going to be ground ball A with a runner at third. Ground ball A, runner at third. Ground out to first, runners hold. Yes, I didn't say what the defense did, right? I didn't say if they'd play in or not. Shite. With one out, runner at third, the defense, I mean, you would play in, right? You would definitely play in on that. So because they were playing in, grounded out. So runner holds unless the ball, man on third. So if the infield is in, it's a single, and runner scores on the ground. So yes, so that's going to be a single. Runner scores because they would have played in to make sure that run doesn't come in with only one out. So yeah. All right, so single by Bonilla. We got an RBI, and the Pirates take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 5th inning. That brings up Mr. Barry Bonds, left-hander. Rios giving up his first hit of the game. Or, first run in the game, sorry. 77 is coming off of Bonilla, right-hander, 52. 5-2 is going to be strikeout again. Strikes out for the second out of the inning. Man at first is Bonilla. How fast is Bonilla? Steal 30. Yeah. That brings up Sid Bream. Not Sid Beam, but it's Bream. There is an R in there. Bream. And Mr. Mustache Man. Had like a mustache. 46, so it's coming off Rio's card. Left-hander, 19, and that's going to be a single into right field. Single into right. And a single into right. And let's see, what was his advancement? He's an 80. You subtract because there is 2 outs. So it went to right field, subtract 10. If there's 2 outs, you don't subtract anything. You just subtract the outfielder's arm. I think we just said it was pretty good. It was Paul O'Neill, 13. So 80 minus 13 is still 67% chance of making it. So we're sending the runner. We're sending the runner. So he has a 67 or less, and here comes the roll. It'll be the first number up here. It's a 21. He's in there. So going first to third on the single is Bobby Bonilla. He went to third. There we go. So runners at the corners, still 2 out here. Jose Rios trying to get through this 5th inning, due up. Mike the Alvier. Do they stick with Jose Rios? Yeah. It's only giving up 1 run. Yeah, they're going to stick with him. Lefty, though. Lefty's up. Mike the Alvier against Jose Rios. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the 4th. 19, so it's coming off of Jose Rios' card. He rolled a 0-3 against a lefty. That's going to be a walk. So that's going to load the bases. Now that's going to bring up a situation here. Believe it or not, this is the 3rd time the Pittsburgh Pirates have had the bases loaded. All 3 times it's been 3 outs. One time we had Bob Walkup hitting. The next time we had Bob Walk, and now this time we have Jose Lin. So twice it's been the pitcher. This time it's Jose Lin. And you got nowhere to put him. Do you pull Jose Rios? Pittsburgh's been on the cusp of being able to do something awesome with bases loaded. They just have not been able to cash it in, but 1 run so far. Jose Lin, Jose Rios, the battle of Jose's. Yeah, I think you leave Rio in and see if he can get through this inning and see what he can do. 88, it's coming off of Jose Lin's card, right-handed. 25 right-handed, 25. That's going to be a single into right field. Single into right. That's going to score. Let's see, trying to go second to home. You subtract 10. You don't subtract anything if there's 2 outs. So who is on second, actually? It happens to be Sid Bream. What's Sid Bream's speed? 72, and you're going to subtract Paul O'Neill's awesome 13. So 72, 62, 61, 60, 59. So it'd be a 59% chance of making it. Who's on first? It would be Mike the Alvier. Something like that. I think you're just going to take the single, move the runners, and I don't think God, he's got like a -13, which is like, I mean, if you look at the other players, -9, -6, -4, -9. Barry Bonds does have a -14, so both of those guys have very strong arms. I guess you're just going to take the single and score, advance to third. With the pitcher coming up, though, you know what? With the pitcher coming up, yeah, let's send him. So it was Sid Bream, 72, -13. That's a 59. So 59% chance they're going to send him. With the pitcher due up, you got to do it. And the first roll is a 34, and coming in to score is going to be, where's our little thing here? Bonilla scores. Sid Beam scores. Advancing to third on the single will be over there. And Pittsburgh takes a 3-0 lead. And that brings up Bob Walk. Now the question is, do you leave Bob Walk in to pitch the bottom of the 5th? Or do you pull him and see if you can get another run or 2? There is 2 outs, so I guess you're just going to leave him in. I guess that would be the thing to do. It's only the 5th inning. Yeah, we'll just leave him in there. He almost hit a home run. Just about. So 61. So this one's coming off of Rio. 62 against the righty. 62. It's a ground ball out. 62. 62. So again, the 2 makes it the catcher again. God, this is like every other time it's been like the catcher. It's been unbelievable. So ground out to the catcher. I mean, that has got to be something crazy. It must be Cincinnati that's hit it to the catcher all the time. It's not going to matter because that will be out number 3. But that is 3 runs on 3 hits, and they take a 3-0 lead going into the bottom of the 5th. Yeah, here's a pop up to the catcher, pop up to the catcher. I guess it's only happened a couple times. I guess. All right. It just seems like more than that. All right. I am going to call this game here going into the bottom of the 5th. So we've got half of it done, right? Half the game will be over, officially over, since we did the top half of the 5th. So that way, yeah. I might try to get some of this stuff printed out. I don't know. Probably not. But still, it is a good, I'm sure there's other players. Al might want to run something. He doesn't want to be here all night. So, yeah, I'm just going to save this here. Save. We're going to call this 1990 NLCS Game 1A. And then we'll be back with the second half of this game next time. So appreciate Clinton Barks, Tribe fan, Al Red Sox fan. Thanks for all your help. I appreciate it, my friend. Let's see. We had Tribe fan come out. Appreciate that. Moni G. Monet. And that might have been it. Everyone else that came out that didn't chat with us, I appreciate it. And we'll see everyone for part 2 of game number 1. Now, it'll start going a little faster, especially if I can get these damn charts printed off, because having the charts here and not having to page through them on my other monitor all the time. I mean, you can see I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different charts that I've got to look up. If I just had them spread out here on my table, it'd be so much easier. Like Al Red Sox fan does it. I think he's got all of his charts just kind of lined up around his table when he live streams. So it's much easier that way. Yeah, we can cruise through things a little bit faster. Plus, he does have all the he does have all the cards right there as well. So it's easier to look stuff up. I have to keep flipping through on things. So it slows it down a little bit, but I still appreciate Dice Baseball for having the 1990 season. Again, no payoff pitch, no Status Pro Baseball. I wanted to do it cards and dice as opposed to computer version. So Dice Baseball, appreciate that. So you guys could check out their website again if you're unfamiliar with them. I will show you one last time. Dice Baseball website here. It's gen1400gaming.com, and then they got baseball, basketball, boxing, football, hockey, golf, racing, all kinds of good ones. And they're $5 for a season file, so you guys have to support them. I would highly recommend it. For $5, you can get a whole season, and you can play to your heart's content. So thanks, everyone. Peace out, and thanks for your help. And Clinton, we'll see you guys soon on your live streams. Take care, and thanks for coming out and watching. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.